the pillow with a covered hand and pull the case over the pillow. It is never acceptable to put the pillowcase on while holding the pillow tucked under your chin. The pillowcase opening should be directed away from the door to the room. To finish the procedure, the caregiver attaches the call light, lowers the bed to its lowest position, and places personal care linens in the bedside stand. To open the bed, the caregiver grasps the linens, walks past the foot of the bed, and fan folds the top linen in thirds. When the patient gets into bed, the top linen can be pulled up easily. Finally, the caregiver leaves the room and washes her hands, folding the blanket and/or spread for reuse. A complete linen change is not usually done every day unless the linen has become very wrinkled, wet, or soiled. When the bed is changed, the mattress pad, the plastic draw sheet, the blanket, and the bedspread can be reused if it's not soiled. So collect only the items that are needed when you're gathering your linen. When removing the blanket and spread, fold them neatly so they can be put back on the bed easily. To fold a blanket or spread, loosen the top linens from the foot of the bed. Fold the top edge of the bedspread to the bottom, then fold the near side to the far. Fold the top edge to the bottom edge again 1 to 2 times. Place the spread over the back of a chair. Repeat the same steps for reusing the blanket. Of making the occupied bed. Sometimes a patient is unable to get out of the bed in order for you to change their linens. You will have to change the linen with the patient in the bed. This is called making an occupied bed. As with all procedures, the caregiver starts by washing her hands. Then she collects the necessary linens. After placing the linen on a clean surface, she explains the procedure to the patient. She provides for privacy by pulling the screen around her patient and raises the bed to a comfortable working height for using proper body mechanics. Next, the caregiver lowers the head of the bed as near to flat as is possible. She applies the glove if she suspects that the linen has been soiled with blood or any other body fluid. Then she loosens the top linens at the foot of the bed. Because the caregiver is going to reuse the blanket and bedspread, she folds them and places them over the top of a chair. Before removing the top sheet, the caregiver covers the patient with a bath blanket, which will keep her warm and provide privacy during the procedure. Then she lowers the side rail on the side nearer to her and unfolds the bath blanket over the top sheet and asks the patient to hold the bath blanket. If she's unable to do so, she would tuck the bath blanket around and under the shoulders to hold it in place. Then the caregiver grasps the top sheet under the bath blanket at the shoulders, pulling it down to the foot of the bed and removing it. It is then placed in the laundry hamper. Next, she makes sure that the mattress is at the head of the bed and positions the patient on the far side of the bed, making sure the pillow stays with her. She loosens the linen from the head to the foot of the bed. The caregiver notices blood on the draw sheet, which will need to be reported to the nurse. Starting with the cotton draw sheet, the caregiver rolls each piece of linen towards the patient's body. She removes her soiled gloves and washes her hands after raising the side rail. Next, she lowers the side rail and applies clean gloves. The mattress pad is going to be reused since it is not soiled, so she makes sure it is smooth and positioned evenly on the bed. The caregiver places clean linen on the bottom of the bed in the same manner as the unoccupied bed. This time the caregiver will use a fitted bottom sheet. She places the bottom sheet on, pulling the fitted corners over the top and bottom of the mattress. She then tucks in the side and folds the extra towards the patient underneath the soiled linen. The caregiver is going to use an incontinence pad. Sometimes it is used instead of plastic and cotton draw sheets. The incontinence pad protects the bottom linens from soil and can be used as a lifter sheet as well. The caregiver talks to the patient during the procedure, making sure she's comfortable. Then she raises the side rail and assists the patient to move to the other side of the bed over the hump of linen. She makes sure that the patient does not get tangled up in the bath blanket. She loosens the bottom linen on the other side and checks for personal items such as dentures, glasses, or rings that may have been left in the linen. She then rolls the soiled linens away from her and discards them in the laundry hamper, holding them away from her uniform. Then discards the soiled gloves and washes her hands after raising the side rail. Next, she puts down the side rail. The mattress pad is then smoothed and the fitted or contour sheet is tucked under the top and bottom corners of the mattress, making sure there are no wrinkles. The incontinence pad is smoothed over the contour sheet. The caregiver has the patient move to the center of the bed. Now she's ready to put on the clean top linens. The caregiver raises the side rail and moves to the other side. She places the top sheet over the patient, making sure the center crease of the top sheet is in the middle of the bed. The hem is even with the top of the mattress, with the hem stitching facing up and away from the patient. The caregiver asks the patient to hold on to the top sheet while removing the bath blanket and disposing of it in the laundry hamper. Next, she unfolds the blanket so the center is in the middle of the bed and the blanket covers the patient. Note that the top hem is 6 to 8 inches from the top of the mattress. Next, the caregiver puts on the bedspread, unfolding it so the center is in the middle and the patient is covered. The top hem is even with the top edge of the mattress. The top hem of the spread is turned under the blanket and the top sheet is turned over the spread. She raises the side rail and moves to the other side to finish straightening the linens. The caregiver moves to the foot of the bed and tucks in the top linens under the mattress and makes a mitered corner at the bottom. She then finishes making the other side of the bed, miters the corner, and loosens the linen for toe room. After changing the pillowcase, the caregiver attaches the call light. Then she lowers the bed to its lowest position and makes sure that the patient is comfortable. The caregiver removes the privacy screen or curtain and removes the soiled linen to the appropriate receptacle. Finally, the caregiver washes her hands.